Welcome to Venkana English Guru. Good morning, all. Do you have any problems with regard to English methodology? Do you want to score good marks with regard to English methodology? I am Dr. K. Venkana. I am going to give you a detailed explanation and analysis of APDSC TGT English in this video. Okay? Next, see my friends, and I have been talking about this pedagogy of teaching English or methods of teaching English since 2006. You can find a lot of students who became state toppers, district toppers in Andhra Pradesh DSC starting from 2006. And I am giving you detailed explanation and analysis of pedagogy of teaching English or methodology of English. As you know, my friends, based on this pedagogy of teaching English or methods of teaching English, there are 10 chapters and unit 1 aspects of language. Based on the chapter, you can see first language acquisition facilitates second language. And this, who talks about first language acquisition, second language acquisition, language learning and acquisition? It was Stephen Krashen. So he makes this statement, the developmental stage, second language acquisition, my friends. Palmer says language learning is essentially, wonderful definition that he gives, language is a set of habits. Learning language is a habit formation process during which we acquire new habits. So language learning essentially a habit formation process according to Harold D. Palmer. Harold D. Palmer, who is considered to be the father of ELT and who wrote Principles of Language Teaching in 1920s, which created a lot of revolutions in ELT, my friends. The impact of behavioral psychologist has given way to the concept of motivation. Behavioristic psychologists, cognitive psychologists, social psychologists, what is the contribution to ELT? You need to know. This is based on that. Next, based on unit 2 objectives of teaching English, this includes aims and objectives, aims of teaching English, objectives of teaching English, specifications of teaching English at the primary and secondary level, my friends. Based on unit 2, how different bits are given. For realizing the aims and objectives of teaching, it is essential to follow the curriculum, but the teacher should have adequate freedom to be creative. Teacher should have a lot of freedom so that she is going to be creative and she will make students be creative. Next, based on unit 3 chapter, development of language skills, this chapter includes listening, speaking, reading, writing and integration of language skills like study and reference skills, my friends. The ability that lies at the heart of all growth from birth through the years of formal education and accepted as the most effective mode is listening. So see, the first important skill that is learned by the child before he gets birth, before he comes out of the world is listening. And the moment if there is a formation of heart and brain directly, and the formation of listening ability and becomes active in every child. The underlying aim of developing speaking skills in the English classroom by stimulating students talk about subject that interests them is to encourage them to speak in English in real life situations. Students speak English better, and if we create a lot of real life situations that they face both inside and outside the classroom, these are very important. As a teacher, you need to create real life situations, talking to your teacher, talking to a stranger, asking for something, inviting somebody. These are very, very important. And so you need to create real life situation, then children will be able to learn language in a better way. Your concept should not be abstract situations, only concrete, real life, everyday situations are very important. Next, my friends, in real life, we listen to a person with a purpose. When you listen to somebody with a purpose, that is called perception and communication, because you want to receive what is being spoken by the person so that you will be able to communicate. You watch this video, you've been listening. After listening, what do? If you get it out, you comment in the chat box, or you find the phone number and you send me a message when you don't understand something. That is what? Perception and communication. An ideal group of heterogeneous students should not be more than 8 according to communicative language teaching. The skill that inculcates thinking in students, because the major goal of teaching is to develop thinking abilities in learners. This happens better when you cultivate the habit of reading. When they read, they will be able to understand what, and they will have a lot of thinking power, and they will be able to associate something. Next, my friends, rapid, extensive reading helps in reference work and training how to look for specific information when there is no time to read intensively. Such reading is for non-skill study, literary in characters. Study skills to improve note making, note taking, paragraph writing using graphic designers, or to refer to a dictionary or thesaurus or encyclopedia, or searching something in the YouTube or search engines, different search engines. Next, if a student succeeded, or the ability to look for glossary, the ability to look for the meanings in a dictionary. So that is what very important. If a student succeeded in increasing reading speed that resulted in decrease in comprehension percent, the teacher should advise it, try to increase comprehension level. So most of the times we need to, as a teacher, we need to ask the students to improve their comprehension levels in the process of reading, not to focus on not to focus on the fluency, not to focus on accuracy, the ability to read according to one's speed. That is very important. Next, my friends, you can see very commonly repeated bit, the procedure for overviewing or previewing, reviewing, and choosing information and discarding what is irrelevant. Skimming, because the ability to read as quickly as possible, to preview, to view, to skim something is nothing but skimming. Next, the recent methods of teaching reading are more or less eclectic. Because previously we used to have analytic methods, synthetic methods, word method, phrase method, alphabetic method, and reading and sentence method, phrase method, story method. But today teachers are able to use eclectic. They combine 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next, in writing, cohesion is a matter of organization. Cohesion, the word order, the sentence order, arrangement of words, arrangement of phrases, arrangement of sentences, organization, syntactical pattern, order. Next, with regard to methods and approaches, my friends, you can see, and you see there are nearly 10 approaches, there are nearly 6 methods, there are 3 important technical terms: approach, method, and technique. What are they? You need to know. So, the method that develops the unyielding linguistic sense by conducting classroom instruction in the target language. How are you going to teach something? You conduct classroom instruction only in the target language. For example, if you are teaching English, you conduct the class only in English. This becomes a part of grammar translation method. If you translate, it becomes a translation method. If you only depend on textbooks, reading method. If you use occasionally learners' mother tongue only according to the needs, only difficult words, phrases are translated in learner's mother tongue, it becomes bilingual. Here answer is direct method, which is also called natural method, immersion method. Next, my friends, based on teaching of grammar and vocabulary, there was no bit at all. Next, with regard to teaching learning materials in English, use of audiovisual aids is essential for a teacher to be more successful in easily guiding students for making learning a pleasurable and lasting activity. What is the purpose of using teaching learning aids? Learning becomes pleasurable, lasting, it remains for a longer time. Next, with regard to lesson planning, a poem should be experienced, not to be taught. A poem should never be exhausted, and so the teacher should allow the students to use their imagination, creativity. The goal of teaching prose, promoting 4 language skills. The goal of teaching poetry, no language skills, no vocabulary, only to improve enjoyment, to develop appreciation, to develop imagination. My friends, remember, what is the goal of teaching poetry? Promoting enjoyment, promoting interest towards reading poetry, promoting creativity, promoting appreciation skills in learners, promoting critical thinking skills, not promoting language skills. Remember that. Next, based on curriculum and textbooks, in a textbook, sequencing of selected activities in teaching is to facilitate cognitive learning. Why do you sequence? Why do you organize learning in order to promote and cognitive learning? According to Benjamin S. Bloom, where he talks about three important domains: cognitive, affective, psychomotor domain. These are very important. When you order the items, then only students will have cognitive development according to Benjamin S. Bloom in his book, A Handbook of Formative and Summative Evaluation in 1960s. You might have read about it. Next, with regard to evaluation in English language, the tests that are constructed to assess proficiency test. If you want to check what kind of proficiency levels that the learners have in English, TOEFL, IELTS, MPT, Michigan Proficiency Test, all these are best examples for proficiency. In a unit test, weightage given according to this you need to know according to the latest syllabus. Next, the value that is described as the value which divides the distribution of data with equal numbers on this is called arithmetic mean. This is based on the statistical tools that we talk about, mean, median, mode. Next, my friends, based on pronunciation, phonetics, this includes sounds of English, and stress, word stress, syllable stress, sentence stress, intonation, falling tone, rising tone, falling, rising, falling tone. In English, the lack of one-to-one correspondence between oral and written, because we don't find close connection between sounds and the spelling system in English. So 26 letters, it's because there are 26 letters, these are pronounced into 44 speech sounds. Because of that, you don't have a correspondence between the letters and sounds. But when you talk about Telugu or any other language in Indian context, as many number of letters, you can find as many number of sounds, not even one extra, one low. The number of pure vowels or monophthongs, 12. There are 44 speech sounds. These are classified into 20 vowels and 24 consonantal sounds. 20 vowels, 12 pure vowels or monophthongs, 8 diphthongs. Diphthongs are also called glides. Palato-alveolar sounds in English are 4. Cha, ja, sha, ja. 4 palato-alveolar sounds. You can see fricative sounds in English. How many are there? There are 10. In pronunciation, the word has one strong form. It has, for example, if you take my friends, has, this is the strong form, and these two are weak forms, my friends, you can see. So how many weak forms are there too? The intonation of enumeration. In enumeration, we commonly follow rising tone. We can say rising. What is enumeration? Calling numbers. Calling, for example, a teacher takes attendance. Roll number 1, 2, 3, 4. On every word, you can find rising tone. That is, or else you can take, I bought a pen, pencil, an eraser, book. So on every word, you find rising tone. This is called enumeration. So enumeration, we commonly use rising tone. Next, this is what with regard to the analysis of TGT English, Andhra Pradesh DSC 2018. And for more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel Venkanna English Guru and become a part of our Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel, and for more videos on APDSC, AP TET examination. And thank you.